Hey guys, so today I am going to be taking a look at my homemade phone case for charging my phone. Um, Hence why there's so many batteries. I've been using this for like actually probably close to 8 months now, something like that. And as you can see, it's gotten a bit beat up, and parts are falling off of it. Hot glue is no longer holding, but um, we're gonna go with it anyway. I'm a bit overdue for an upgrade. So this is actually going to be right before I tear this apart, because I'm going to try, fingers crossed, I might be able to make an aluminum version of this that is a little less thick and is generally a little bit more appealing. Anyway, please excuse the super obnoxious and loud 3D printer sounds in the background. I apologize for having that running. This is my only time to print something and film the video at the same time. So, I have an iPhone 5, which I've been using for like 3 or 4 years now. It's been a while. And I really like the iPhone 5. I know a lot of people will say, oh, it's so outdated and crap, but mainly because of size. But anyway, regardless of the fact, I have, of course, printed the case, and the phone slips in just like that. And then on the top, I'll explain what that's for in a minute. That fits on there, and then I have this cover, which covers up the camera, and it sort of seals the wires in. And so, yeah, that's really not that impressive. So, basically, to turn it on, there's this button in the back, which you press down. As you can see, well, there's no battery power left, but the light's coming on. I'll try to switch to the other battery bank. Okay, and there's no power in that either. But anyway, generally, you'd press that button and you'd see that it's charging. So that's pretty sweet, I guess. Unfortunately, to take pictures and stuff, the original that I did of this actually had a hole for the camera, but it's so deep that the hole had to be absolutely huge, so I just went with take off the cover, and that's also why the slit is cut out of it, so that the camera can see through. And then I went ahead and later on I added the USB ports. So I guess I'll start up here. So this is actually for charging, so I can plug this into any powered USB port and it will charge the phone and the battery pack. So that's pretty sweet. And then this USB port up here is actually for charging other devices. So let's say somebody else's phone needs a little bit of power. They could plug their standard USB in right here. And this port's also wired up for data. So data pass through this USB, so I can plug this into my laptop, say, and the USB pass-through will go to this USB port, as well as the phone. So you have to remove the phone in order to use the USB pass-through for that, although I've never had to use that. Indeed, I've actually never used the USB port. Well, I have a couple times, but not for like actually charging anybody else's phone. I was just screwing around with it to make sure it actually worked. So, moving down the line, I have 3 batteries. So I have 2 of these Nokia batteries. I recently obtained another one. These are really old. I don't really like using old lithium batteries, but I already have these, and these come out of phones that look like something like that, or another one, these really garbage old track phones, which of course nowadays are worthless. So the batteries were glued in it originally, but they lift up like so. Move the third one out of the way if I can. And that also reveals the charging circuit. So this board right here handles charging and discharging the batteries. It also has the LED indicators on the other side, as you can see right here. They don't show up very well on camera if I try to power it up. See how there's an LED there, and then there's 3 more. So this board, on board itself, it has a micro USB port for charging. Although I found that, I mean, I used it occasionally, but 99% of the time I just plug this directly into my my wall adapter, and that is almost always how I charge this. And then, of course, I have this right here is just a regular iPhone charger cable, which has been stripped, of course, and it's mounted to a little metal bracket, which is soldered down in here. There's 4 wires coming off of it for the USB. This switch right here, the reason why that's there is because I have 2 different types of batteries. I've got the Nokia batteries, which are in parallel, And then I have this other battery, which is not branded, I believe. Yeah, it doesn't appear to have a brand on it. But anyway, it's made in China, so you know it's quality. But, so I have this other random battery, which is of a different capacity. So I didn't want to put them all in parallel, because I didn't know if they would balance properly. That is a thing with lithium cells. So I think they probably would in parallel, but I didn't want to risk it. So I went ahead and just slapped this switch, which physically changes the ground and plus 3.7 volts between these two cells and the board. So you can kind of see it's all hot glued up in there. So these two white wires go into it, plus and minus, and then these two green wires from the Nokia batteries go into it as well. So it's one thing that you probably immediately noticed is how thick this is, which is good under some circumstances, because that means that I can set the phone up on a table like that without a kickstand. But that's about all it's good for. Hopefully version 2 of this will be much, much thinner, as I'm planning on mounting the board differently, and also because I'm not going to use the switch since I have this third battery. I don't need it. I'm going to just replace this one with this battery. I'm also going to shift the batteries around a little bit, so the charge circuit is further down in the case, and also this up here, so I should be able to put all of it underneath the phone, hopefully. I may have to make the case slightly longer, but that's alright. I'm trying to make it as thin as possible, because you can kind of see how much space there is extra in between the battery and this lip where the phone sits on. Also, I got the dimensions wrong. I made it too tight and the phone wouldn't fit in, so I had to Dremel it out as well, so that's kind of sad. That's another reason why I'm not releasing the model to this, because it's just really terrible. It does have the port for the for headphones. Unfortunately, though, you do need an adapter, and then it's got a opening for the speaker, which is fine. Of course, there was another piece of plastic that fit over that, but that broke off a long time ago. So you have access to the different switches, and of course, on top for the power button, you have a cutout there. That's about it. I mean, there's not much to say other than that. I hope you enjoyed seeing this really interesting project that I built a long time ago, and I've used this a lot. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a very nice day.